Paul, Derek Ray, commentator for HBS for the World Feed. You weren't able to make it for the first game. So first of all, how are you doing? How are you feeling? What are your thoughts on what you saw not being with the team in the first game?
Really pleased to be here, really excited to be here. Regarding the first game, yes, it was a hard watch for us, of course. Bayern were clinical and ruthless, and I was actually really pleased they played a relatively very strong team and showed no mercy. I think that was for us. Whilst it was hard to take, I think it was a good thing. We'll learn more out of that than if they had not done that. So, happy to be here and looking forward to the next game now.
Hi, Paul. Good to see you. How do you make sure then, or what have you learned from that Bayern game to make sure something like Bayern doesn't happen again?
Oh, look, the very simple and first glaringly obvious thing to me is, we play in a domestic league back in New Zealand where we're quite often the dominant team, and if we make mistakes, we don't get punished. We got severely punished by Bayern. Any little mistake we made, not any little mistake, most goals. The goals usually they come from mistakes, which is normal. The problem is back home we make mistakes, we don't get punished. What we learnt out of this is we made some mistakes in the wrong areas and got severely punished by Bayern, who were very clinical. So I think that's the first thing. We've got to be prepared to sort of not put ourselves in those positions. Hopefully we can mitigate against some of that by being a little bit smarter. But also we need to play with confidence now as well. Take some confidence into this next game as well. Not be scared. So some of those things I think will all help.
I think on the confidence note, it would have been easy for heads to drop the more the goals went up. It didn't seem that way. It seemed that your players maintained their best level despite what was going on. Yeah,
the team. Look, we've won multiple trophies, as you know. We've been big fish in a small pond, and one of the hallmarks of an Auckland City team has always been character, and I think the team will never lack for character. Yes, we're an amateur team with a very, very, I'll call it a professional attitude, but we are an amateur team, and we've never lacked for character. So I have a lot of faith in the guys, always have and always will.
Hi, Coach. Pedro Maninho, CNN Portugal. What could be a good result tomorrow for Auckland? What is your goal in the game of tomorrow?
You tell me. I don't know. I mean, we're not going. We're going from the frying pan into the fire, right? We've come away from Bayern, who are one of the great teams of the world, to Benfica, another one of the great teams of the world. European royalty. I've followed football since I was a little kid. I've followed their historic triumphs and wins in Europe, and they're a fantastic club, and they're capable of taking us apart just like Bayern did. So I'm not going to try and predict anything. We want to be better. We're very serious about our football. We love our football in New Zealand. Believe me, we love it. We're a very passionate club, a very small club, but we want to be better. We want to put on a better display. Sometimes the scoreboard doesn't tell the whole story. So yes, it was pretty horrible-looking scoreboard against Bayern. We may play worse and concede less goals. Who knows? We're looking to put a good performance and hopefully restore a bit of credibility to ourselves.
Hi, hello. Bruno Valério for RTP Portugal. What do you expect tomorrow from Benfica? No mercy team like Bayern?
Well, look, the worst, I suppose from our point of view, you could say the worst result was that Benfica and Boca drew, and that may mean that the group comes down to goal difference for those two teams, which means they probably won't take it easy either. But that's what we want. We don't want to be. We want these teams to show us what they can do, and we will learn more out of that. So I don't mind. They will be ruthless. I hope they are. But I want us to be better and show that we can. It would be nice to score a goal. That would be lovely. And keep the score very to a minimum. What does that mean? I don't know. But you know, we know that they will have. The group may come down to goal difference, which means it's tough on us. But we want to learn. This is a great opportunity for us and our players. Not just today, not just tomorrow, but this is things that we will improve in years to come for our region and take away some good learnings. Some of these players will stop playing soon, and they'll be coaches. So there's a lot of things a lot of intangibles that will come in the course of time. So looking forward to it.
Anybody else?
Good evening, Coach. Giuseppe Naruma, FIFA.com. Can I ask you, what did you say to the player after the game against Bayern? And maybe what will you say before the game on tomorrow?
The first thing I said when I got with the team, I said, look, it hurts. The closer you are to the result, the more it hurts. But as I said, we put it in our rear vision mirror, and once it gets in the distant past, I'm pleased Bayern were ruthless. I'm pleased they played a very strong team, because we will learn more out of that. We need to learn from all these things. This is a big part of why we're here. We're a football club that wants to improve. We've strived for many years to get to play against these teams. So it's harsh, but it's also so many positives will come. The longer it is in the distance behind us, the more positives we will take from it. That's how we have to. That has to be our attitude.
Any other questions in the room?
Hi, Mister. Would you like to talk to Bruno Lage at the end of the match? What do you think about the Portuguese coach?
I don't. Can you explain what you mean? What do I think of?
What do you think about the coach?
I know he's recently taken over the team, I believe. Is that right? Yes. Look, I can only talk about Benfica being European royalty, and if he's coach of that team, he must be a very good coach. And I mean, I wish him well. I wish him extremely well. We watched the game with Boca. They showed great character, so he's doing something right. And congratulations to him, and I wish him very well. That's all I can say.